That must have been the, yeah, the go live was the last thing to do. I didn't see that part before. Okay. And they're probably refreshing to see when. Oh, I have to put the copy the link. Oy vey. Oy vey. I have to copy the link. Copy the link. I think I remember that from last time. Copy some link. Where do I get the link at? Gee, where do I get the link at? Is it in the URL? I'll try that. Copy. And I'm going to send, hopefully this will work. Ooh, okay. Okay. Let me see. StreamYard link. I hope. And paste it and send. And then keep refreshing until I see. Uh-oh. Oh no. This is very definitely odd. Very definitely odd. Oh, Heidi, hi. I just found my channel. How, okay. All right. Then I paste the link into the StreamYard. I mean, into the YouTube. Heidi, would you like to come up? I can beg. Heidi, come up, woman. Do you see a link, Heidi? In the YouTube side? Okay. Oh, okay, I see you. Oh, I need to bring you up. Add to stream. Okay. Heidi, can you hear me? Just let me know when you can hear me. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Uh-oh, I know I've done something wrong. Well, I don't know it positively, but Heidi, can you hear me? Uh-oh, what have I done? Oh, I'm already in the land of odd. This is crazy. Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now, Heidi? Hi. Oh, thank gosh. Okay, where is that? Okay, that's for you, Michelle, or Howie. I sent that link to you, Pandora, in the email. Oh, there she is. Oh my gosh. Heidi, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Then it's my, I don't know. Instead of trying 6 times like I used to with pans, I just reboot my whole phone.
So
So,
you're a pro at this.
well, I'm just a pro at rebooting my phone. I just know
Okay.
instantly if you can't hear me, I reboot the whole thing. But you, that first try, I had no problem coming up. Other than my side, I couldn't be heard.
Do you think that's a StreamYard issue or a phone
No,
issue?
that's a my issue.
Oh, okay.
Because when I first started getting up on Pandora's panel, it would take me like seriously 4, 5, 6 times to try, and then I just figured out if I just rebooted my phone, it would let me up the first time. I don't know the tricks of YouTube, so that's my conclusion of fixing that problem, and it's my side. Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Pandora. But yeah, you know what? Um, you know, whether you have a long stream or a short stream, I still think, hey, uh, have us just jump over here for a bit, just for you to get some practice out of it.
Yes, it was a good idea, Heidi,
Yeah.
because there was something I missed. To the upper right hand corner of the StreamYard, it had go live, and I didn't know to do that, and I was talking and talking.
Okay. Well, hey, practice. Yeah, you just get better. That's all. I don't think any of us mind coming over here, and just that way you're more confident with the computer part, and it gives you more time to concentrate on your costumes.
Right, right, and
Yeah.
how to
So
manipulate who comes up and who wants
exactly,
off, and
exactly. Instead of getting caught that night, because you never know what's gonna happen or who's gonna come in on that night, since it is the night of spooks and crawlies and whatever. It's Halloween.
right,
Uh
right. Other people are having virtual Halloweens on their
huh.
lives. Right.
And whether you want them here or not or whatever, you should be able to know how to, at least, yeah, control that a little bit more. So I just think between now and then, don't be afraid to say, hey, can you come over and, let me do this for a second?
Yeah, can I experiment on you? I'll just
Yeah.
ask people, can I experiment on you?
Yeah. Straight up. I mean, kick me off.
No.
No, like seriously, right now, kick me off.
Well, you're having trouble. What I meant is you're having trouble getting on with your phone.
No,
I don't want to
it
kick you.
that's not a big deal. I'm being serious. Kick me off.
You want me to kick you off?
Yes, I want to know if you can kick somebody off. Okay, I'm an asshole. I got up on your panel. You were being nice tonight, so you don't want me up there. Kick me off.
In mid sentence like that? Come back, Heidi, come back. I hope Heidi is dressing up. I don't think she saw your question, Charlie. And Pandora, where are you? Heidi, you can come back. Charlie, would you like to come up so I can experiment on you? I guess, oh yeah, dead airspace. I forgot about that. Let's see. So Heidi may need to be. Okay, add to stream. Are you here?
Okay.
Can you hear me? You can hear
I
me?
can hear you. I can hear you.
Yay!
Now, I'm only going to tell you what I experienced. When you kicked me off, uh, it's like I was still sitting in backstage. I don't know if that means anything
Oh,
because I don't typically get kicked off. So that's something we'll have to ask Pandora. Kick me
okay.
off again. Kick me off again.
Oh,
Just kick
okay.
me off. Don't feel bad.
All
Kick me
right.
off
How hard?
as hard as you want.
I mean, like as hard as you'd kick the dog, or as hard as you'd kick a
I don't kick
burglar?
my dog. I'll yell at my dog.
I'm kidding.
My
I'm
dog.
kidding. Okay, I'm gonna kick you off. Here I go.
Okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3. Oh, I know, Mr. Mikey. There is nothing scarier than a woman who wants to experiment on you. I know. How true. I can only think. Oh, what is that? Can you hear me, Heidi?
Absolutely, I can hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that kicked me off. So that's good. That's a good thing to know how to do.
Yeah, did it kick you to San Diego, or are you still in? I mean, not San Diego. Did it kick you to Tijuana, or did you feel like you never left home?
Yeah, no, it was a very soft kick. I barely felt it. I
Oh,
basically
okay.
had to kind of kick myself too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So, you're a very soft kicker.
Oh, thank you. I don't want
Yeah.
to send anyone to the ER or anything.
Yeah, no, don't
I
like.
mean, can you
ER.
imagine when someone from the ER says, "Well, why are you here?"
I have a YouTube injury.
Yeah.
I expect medical care right now, and they're gonna say, "What happened?" I got booted. Fuck. I got KK problems. I got a KK. Don't you know KK? They're gonna say, "What does that stand for?" Fuck, I don't know. You're the doctor. You tell me. So, yeah, and then from there, I mean, just a couple more times of, you doing the initial sign up through the StreamYard to get on. We'll do that a couple more times in the next couple days or week, and
Yes.
then you're very sharp and with what you need to know. And then that night you shouldn't have to spend that much time on getting people up there and kicking them off if you need to.
I should probably. I'm sorry.
You know how to mute me?
Mute you.
Yeah, mute me because I got a loud mouth. I'm talking too much. Mute me.
Okay.
Michelle does it.
Okay, let me try. Were you muted?
Yeah, biatch, don't mute me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I was just reading just Patty's. He had all I kept saying T-cell lymphoma. I don't know what kind. It was whatever. Now Charlie wants to know, Heidi, what kind of a costume do you think you'll be? Or, have you thought about who you might be if you come? I hope you come.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
There's so many options now.
Well, because of the way you're doing it. I mean, really, if anything, I would say maybe you just have to dress up your face.
Yeah.
And maybe just, if you were to sit back a little further, maybe just from your waist up. It's not like it doesn't have to be a full on.
Oh, no, I wouldn't expect anybody to be full on, but if they had the room, I mean, well, here's my boyfriend. When I said, okay, do you want to be involved in the online Halloween party that, I'm going to do on Halloween? He goes, really? oh, and he was like, we could take out your bed and then we could do a number. And I said, no, 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 we don't have to. He was all into it, you know. I was like, no, I'm just going to be sitting here in front of the computer. He goes, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, but
He's-
we can move it. Go ahead.
You know, it sounds like he wants to put on a production.
Oh, yeah. He is not shy at all. Not at all. He's like, you
That's
know, the
great.
big
So-
ham. He goes on, see, he goes on the real radio, a radio station every morning, you know, 5 days a week. So for him, he's just the biggest ham.
Okay.
And
That's
I love him for it. You know,
for
and
sure.
he's, you know, he plays the guitar and he sings and, you know, so he's making up, I'm kind of switching the lyrics around to some of the Wizard of Oz music, and he's doing the I'm sorry, the underscore or whatever,
okay.
so that we won't get. I don't want to already be having my heart pounding out of my chest, and then YouTube saying, "Copyright, copyright! We're going to shut down your screen." You know, you're live.
Yeah, I
So-
don't think you're doing anything copyright.
Well,
Ah.
it would be if I just copied, you know, I followed the real background, you know.
Oh,
and
well,
and I can't sing, so.
yeah. That's crazy. You know, I found out. Do you know why they stopped singing "Happy Birthday" in restaurants? The normal "Happy Birthday."
Yes, because the person who had the melody got copyrighted, decided to enforce it.
Do you
But I-
know who bought that song and why you can't sing it in restaurants?
Well,
Michael
you
Jackson.
can really, but actually, I just read. I'll have to look it up. I just read that it was now it's
It's open.
public domain again.
Yes, because he died.
Well, no,
He died in something. Something with the like.
no,
the
I don't mean he
contract
didn't
with-
die.
No, but something with the contract was like he'd give it back or however that legality
Oh, I
happened,
see.
but
I didn't know it
he
was
had
like that.
bought it, and I don't know the purpose of buying a song like that because it's so. It's a people thing. Everybody sings freaking "Happy Birthday."
Right, but Happy Birthday was sung in a lot of movies and productions. And, you know, when you own the copyright, people have to ask you if they can use it, and then you get royalties. You know, you work out
Yes,
deals.
yes.
So if you're
absolutely.
like, I don't know. with
You're
the
no,
movie
you're
work-
absolutely right.
Yeah.
You know, a movie that has happy, you know, when he was alive and when he bought the song, I don't know who the hell had it before him. You know, you're absolutely right. You know, he'd get some money thrown his way for using that. Absolutely.
Oh, wow, Charlie, really? Look at Charlie writes, my friend wrote the Golden Girls theme song. Thank you for being a friend.
That's
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
That's cool. My mom was late in her life. She was like a home caregiver.
Mhm.
And she had taken care of a lady whose son was part of the writing crew to the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was an asshole, by the way.
Oh, no, I know about, I mean, my dad
So-
worked for ABC Studios for, well, until he retired, but he didn't gossip much, but he had his opinions about people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
No,
we would
this
go to
was
work
her-
with my, okay, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go.
No, I was just remembering the first time I met John Travolta because one of my dad's shows was Welcome Back, Kotter. When they moved Welcome Back, Kotter from New York, they moved it to Los Angeles. And I remember meeting my dad introducing me to John Travolta, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, and I could,
He's
all
like,
I can
hey, how you doing?
No, actually, no. I mean, he may have beefed it up a little bit for his roles, but what I remember the most was like, wow, his eyes really are that blue, and his smile really is that
That
gorgeous,
big, yeah.
and there's some other. Well, I think I've already discussed this. So, yeah, I met some other people. My dad got gifts, for Halloween, for the holidays at Christmas.
Oh, nice, nice. That's
Excuse me.
nice.
And so yeah, I know that. Yeah, there's some
That's cool,
actors and
Charlie.
actors that are not so nice.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's I don't know. It's crazy because a lot of people have their idea of California, and they just think that you're gonna see movie stars walking around all the time, all that stuff. I remember when my in-laws first came here over 20 years ago, and the big deal was, oh my gosh, I need to go to Hollywood, Sunset, blah blah blah. They got there and they were shocked. They were like, oh my god, it's all dirty, and like, where are the movie stars? And it was just like, they're not here. They're not all here. You're lucky to see someone walk around. Anymore, you need that take that bus of TMZ, because they're the ones that have the sneaky people that they own the paparazzi, so they follow that kind of people around.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's
they
like a
get you
good way to
without their
see a
makeup.
star.
The
Yeah,
women
that,
put
well, they
you out
know
their
when they
makeup.
leave the house and stuff, and they know where to send that tour bus.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, and of course, like, it's all business. I mean, it's even with like the Kardashians. If you see Kardashians when you're in the TMZ bus, I mean, there's background, backstage uh, shenanigans going on all the time. Then it's like, well, the next two times they talk about the Kardashians, we'll say something nice. If
right.
you show your face on this day or whatever, it's all like that. But my in-laws were uh, yeah, they were so excited. And then when we got there, they were like, oh, it's not what we thought. Um,
Yeah, I
you
lived
know,
in the Los Angeles County in the valley. Well, there's different valleys now. I mean but in the San Fernando Valley, and when I had been away for like 3 years, and then I, you know, went back thinking I was gonna, because I missed my parents and my brothers, and they started to have children, so they were my nieces and nephews, and I went back, and just the span of 3 years, I did not recognize the place. My high school, they had put bars,
oh,
security bars around
they
the
look
whole
like
school,
prisons. Yeah, they look like prisons. And
and there was
unfortunately, they
graffiti
have to be like
everywhere. Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they have to be like that. It's, LA is just, it's just kind of, it's dirty.
But
One, they don't,
I don't. In 3 years, why did they have to turn it into a
well,
jail, a
listen,
prison?
because we have school shootings out here. Not all school shootings make the news greatly, KK. Seriously, they don't. Not all school shootings. The ones that make the news are the ones that have a death toll. But there are plenty of shootings in school. It's just that kid got shot in the leg. One kid.
Right.
So that that makes a local news, but it doesn't make national news.
Well, this is
And
before the basketball diary, so
you know and it's just, yeah, it's LA is going that way. LA's tough because there there's just a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of crime everywhere, but LA's got a lot of crime. It's got a lot of crime.
yes. And oh
And
yes, Mommy Mars, yes, Sherman Oaks, Chatsworth, Thousand Oaks. Well, actually, is Thousand Oaks still in Los Angeles, near Valencia? I can't remember. But anyway, and I think they call Valencia something else now. I think it's Little Clarita.
the,
Clarita.
the I mean, I don't know if you've watched on TV or anything, but the homeless in LA is, oh my God. I mean, it's crazy. Uh, I mean, people are opening their shops with, homeless tents right there. They're not lying. It's, I have not personally been up to San Francisco. I have seen stuff on YouTube. If you want to look it up, you could see it too. Everyone's crapping on the street. It's the
Are you
same thing. Yeah,
serious?
it's the same thing in LA. They're crapping on the street. There's no bath. These people are just, they're in a place in their life that they don't give a shit. And at the same time, like I said, businesses and stuff are not letting them in to use their bathrooms. They've closed the libraries to them because they're tired of them pretty much bathing in the sink. And it comes with a price. It wouldn't be so bad if they bathed in the sink and cleaned the mess up. It's the messes they leave behind. But LA is crazy
Did
with
you see what Mommy Mars said? That they're actually crapping in front of traffic?
Oh, listen, they crap. It doesn't matter. Traffic goes by it you know it, I don't like it, but when you gotta take a shit, you got to,
Well, can't they get a 5-gallon pickle bucket and put it in their tent or something?
you would think, but I don't know. Listen, the LA's always had Skid Row. I've seen it when I was a kid. It was there in the middle of the city. You wouldn't. I mean, it was shocking at that time because everything was fairly nice, and there was just one street called Skid Row right in the middle, and
Right.
dirty as shit. People doing drugs, tents, the whole 9 yards.
I mean, I
It
saw
has
it, but
just
I mean,
spread.
not in person. I never was in that part of the area. I never saw a homeless person when I lived there. I know that seems.
Oh, it's in LA. They are just taking over the streets. In San Francisco, come on, San Francisco, those people's homes, those 3-story homes, those are, 2, 3, $5 million homes. And they're walking out their door to someone in a tent that literally takes a shit on their sidewalk right there. Um, and everybody, I don't know the answers at all, but first of all, these homeless people, I mean, obviously they need help, they need direction, they need somewhere, to be able to go to the bathroom, and for crying out loud, take showers and stuff. I mean, just because you're homeless doesn't mean you want to be dirty and all that kind of thing. But there are no programs. There's nothing to help. And with this COVID, everyone is freaking out, KK and mommy, and everybody's listening. They're just, trust me, everyone's freaking out what this is going to do. Because, listen, they sleep all day and they're up all night. That's a majority of the homeless, because I believe during the day they feel safer to be able to close their eyes, because there's a lot of eyes watching everything. At
Right.
nighttime, that's when the crime happens. There are mental health patients, there are people with drug addictions, and there are vets out there, and there are families out there that do, have none of those problems. It's just a job problem. Um, they're not. You do have people that don't want help, and you do have people that want help and have absolutely no direction in getting it. Um, you know, Rents in LA and San Francisco sky freaking high. Listen, when you're paying for a studio apartment, which is the size of a shoebox, and you have to pay $2,300, and you're working just 2 shifts as a waitress, that's ridiculous. Um, it's LA has always had an attraction. Everything is, been pretty calm until probably this last 10, 15 years. And these rents have really went sky high. And it's dirty there. It looks dirty, it looks crappy. It's not, they have one or two nice streets. Once you get into, the nicer areas, Beverly Hills, all that, you're just looking at $1 billion homes. You don't know who lives there. They could say, hey, you know, Michael Jackson lives there. Shit, you don't know. You don't know nothing. Um, But yeah, downtown and stuff, no, it's getting bad. It's and it's only gonna. We're afraid it's gonna get worse. Our beaches, you know, counties are having a really hard time keeping the homeless off the beach, and the same problems down there. They're closing the bathrooms to them. Um, and I'm not blaming everything on homeless, but there's also criminals in there that go in there and bust up the toilets and break the sinks. And the city's tired of repaying, and they're tired of hearing their tourists and their residents say, hey, I can't take my kids to the beach because there's hypodermic needles in the sand.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and listen, it's sand. You don't even know what you're stepping on. And if that's in the sand on the beach, what's in the water? So, like I said, they're having a very hard time, and yeah, San Francisco is. I think, you pretty much, in a majority of uh, states that have big cities are seeing the problem get worse. And like I said, when you have a $2, $3, $4 million home, and you got a homeless guy out there, the cops don't even move them because there's nowhere to move them. That you'll move out one guy and another guy will come and pitch his tent in another 2, 3 days. And yeah, like I said, the beaches, some beaches you just don't go to because of hypodermic needles, drug use. It's a little scary. It's scary for kids. Uh, yeah, and it's called they're called dirty beats.
So just Patty says that I live in a small town and the local post office had to lock up at night because people, a few, would use the bathroom on the floor.
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
yes, and like I said, in LA, you can walk and you can clearly see human feces. It's I'm not going to say every single block you go to, but if you're a walker, you will see it. You don't need to look for it. My daughter lives in San Diego. She lives in a part where it's pretty much all homeowners. And I mean, she's a renter, she's not a homeowner, but she walked outside her apartment and with her boyfriend, and there was a homeless man just totally squatting right there taking a shit. They walked a block and a half to their taco shop, ate their dinner, came back, and there it is.
Oh my god.
And
I had no
it scared
idea.
her.
I had no
Yeah.
idea.
It literally very much scared my daughter. It was just like, and in her eyes, she's just like, listen, Mom, I mean, I know why she lives in the area. She pays the extra money to feel safe.
Right.
And, and something like that can happen. And so, that was a part of the reason why she moved. She's just like, well, they're coming here. And you have to understand, too, they're going to go where there's a little bit more money because there is a majority that will panhandle. You always have a criminal aspect, that, I mean, criminals are everywhere. You can't escape. They're even among the super rich. They just criminalize differently. The super rich don't have to break into your house. They just break into your bank, and these people, they panhandle, so they get a better chance of panhandling. Here,
So
at Walmarts and stuff, they take turns panhandling. They do where Pandora, I have Monday, and we've agreed you have Tuesday. And over there, Patty and Charlie have Wednesday. That's how it's done. They do it in cycles.
so isn't what the homeless are doing, is it an infringement on other people who aren't homeless? I mean,
Sure.
when we were talking about quality of life, we could carry it over into this conversation and say, when does a homeless person who comes in front of my house and leaves the needles and feces on the ground, infringing on my right. I mean, who takes care
Okay,
of?
but you have to understand. Here's the trick, KK, and it may be different in every state. This is how California rolls. When you buy property, you have a sidewalk, correct, in front of your
Yes, I
house, and
have
then
a
you have the
sidewalk.
grass area. And then you have this 3.5 to 4 foot area on
Yes,
the other. That's called
an
city.
easement, right?
That's the city. That's what they pitch a tin on. That is not your property.
Right, but let's say, I mean, all right. There's where I live in. I live in Florida, so things are a little bit stricter as far as code of conduct type living, and
Yeah.
I mean, um, uh, I mean, if you go fishing, uh, fish and wildlife will check, like they used to do is stop for breathalyzers, or see if you're drunk or whatever.
Uh
I
huh.
forget what those checks were, but they'll stop just random people and check to see if they had fishing license,
Yeah.
um, and if you called, if someone was disturbing your quiet enjoyment of your own property, and they were out on your out in front of your house, even if they were on the sidewalk,
Uh
the
huh.
cops would talk to them, and either the people would keep walking, or the cops would take them off.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't that like that in California?
Because we are overwhelmed with it. There's nowhere really for them to go. And I'm not saying cops don't do, anything. If it's a bad, if that person is harassing you, threatening you, that kind of deal, they all they can do is ask them to move on. But as a, as being a homeless person, really, where do you go? Here in my town, we have one, two, let's just say three well-sized parks for kids that have toys and swings and that kind of stuff in there.
Right.
They literally have shut one of those down because the homeless has taken over. Uh, for our, my city here, I think they have agreed it's worth closing the park, giving them that space for this time, keeping them off of the streets, businesses, those things, until they can figure something out. Now, are they figuring something out? No. People are really starting to complain about it because, the park people, they're not staying in the damn park. And yes, you are very right. Listen, there's a lot of meth everywhere. A lot of that's why they sleep during the day and they're up at night. One, it's safer. Two, there is a lot of drug use that goes on in that community. But rightfully so. Listen, you can own a house and have a lot of drug use too. Um, but no, there's where move. Okay, pretty much that's why they're walking all day long. There's nowhere to go. They're gonna get stopped at nighttime. They listen. I've caught them sleeping between the cars out in my front yard. Uh, at first I didn't say anything, but then when I found orange peels and they left some McDonald's garbage there, well, I copped a big ass attitude because my trash is less than freaking 10 feet away. So then I made it a point to get the fuck up out of here, or I'll fucking shoot you. Bottom line,
Okay,
I'm
so
here
how
all
do you
day.
look, how with the chicken and the egg thing? So which came first? Did they lose their job and then become addicts and then homeless, or did they become addicts
Everybody's
and then lose
different.
their job? Oh, so it's a different
Everybody's
situation for.
different. The last homeless person I talked to, she looked like a fairly young girl. She looked like maybe she was in, maybe in her late 30s, but I don't know. She was pretty tanker trader looking, and I just stopped and I was gonna give her a few bucks, and I just said, hey, like, "Hey, what put you out here?" And she said, love. love put her there because this person don't love her anymore. It ruined her life. And now she can't function. And she hit rock bottom and she can't get up. And yet at the same time, she was lecturing me of why they can't stay in fields. And, nobody's using that field. And I'm trying to explain because somebody owns that land and you don't have the right to just go on someone's land. How would you like it if you owned it? You say you'd give it to them, but I bet you $100,000 you would not. Um, and a lot of them, they don't want help. And there are the other ones, yes, that do want help. But I do know that there is a lot of hopelessness that goes on, um, and there's not possibly enough programs. A lot of
That's
our
right.
fear right now is rent in California. It's expensive to live here anyways. Our taxes are expensive. Our food is expensive. We pay some of the highest gas here.
Okay,
Every,
so the taxes are going for what mainly? Or I mean, if you could say what?
well, our taxes right now are going to save huge business because of COVID. Now, last year they had no money, no tax money to help schools. But all of a sudden this year, we have $1 trillion to bail out big business. It comes down to uh, power and economics. LA County will ignore the homeless until that representative, that governor, whoever the fuck it is, gets his big payday and gets it, promoted to something. Then it's the next guy's problem. Um,
Okay,
you know,
so we've had rich and poor and middle class for, well, I don't know,
for
100,
forever.
100 more
Yeah,
years.
yeah. I mean,
And I guess there
and
was enough land for people to go out, get a wagon or whatever, and go homestead a piece of land out in the middle of the United States.
uh-huh.
And now, is it that there's no place to go?
It is such a combination of all of that, in my opinion. um some people, in this mixture too, you got to think there's a lot of mental health problems. The only place we have mental health to go and they don't even get help is prison. If we actually treated mental health, I mean, we have over like 1.5 million people currently in prison. It would certainly bring that number down. But because, these facilities were busted back in the 50s and 60s, when you had a child that had Down syndrome or behavior issues, it was encouraged and it was accepted that you sent that child away to medical places where they were supposed to have a better life. And we
You
found
mean
out that
you mean the insane asylums, the states,
pretty much, yes.
and then they were mistreated in the,
Absolutely.
and then
Absolutely.
some
And
people
then
were
they were
claiming.
all shut down. All of them nationwide.
Okay, so
And
we lost the state um,
facilities, yes.
asylums.
Yes.
And what? Okay, so this is a result of, I think that was 1972, 73, right?
Uh-huh.
That they abolished those or didn't fund them anymore, the state ones.
Exactly.
And then so the people had to go somewhere. So they either went home if their families let them come at home, or they went on the streets. Is that
Yes. Yes.
what I'm hearing? Sorry, my
Yes.
chair.
And
It is
it's
my
yes,
chair.
and it's still happening. And I'm not saying everyone out there is mental because they're not. But it,
Well,
it has it has
the,
we
the
should
drug
have taken
addicts were put in with the.
it's all the mixture. It's listen, if you want to get high and you don't know anybody in LA, ask a homeless dude.
Right, but getting high is self medication. And if they were in
There is.
a state hospital, they would have been given
Well,
whatever just to keep them happy
yes,
and
yes,
drooling or whatever.
but
Not
now the problem is if you were in LA County, the county, which is big, if
oh
you
yeah,
got all the homeless together, okay, you would have to buy mass amounts of land to put them in. And then what? What are you going to build apartments for them? Okay,
well,
build apartments. You know,
no, it would have to be something like a ward, like they used to have the wards, right? With
mhm.
beds, many beds in one ward. Um, and hopefully they could separate the mentally ill from the drug addicted. I mean,
Mhm.
totally like, or maybe they could separate it by buildings. But you're saying um, there's not enough money, or there's not enough people screaming that
Listen,
they don't want people crapping
we we are the
in the
United
yard,
States of, we're United States of America. The
right?
last thing we are is broke. Okay, there is money. It's what our governors and our higher ups, it's what they choose to spend the money on. It's not really up to the people at all. But we should have started this problem with homeless people probably back in the 80s, when you would slightly see maybe one or five homeless people.
Right.
And then it would be a much more easy and tolerated and handleable situation. But now it's so out of hand. It's like, listen, release all people in prison. Now what kind of problem you got? How are you going to fix it? It's such a big problem, and it's not just LA. You move on up to San Francisco, you go to San Diego. Hell, come inland. You can go out to the desert, and it's surprisingly, with their 130 degrees, you still have homeless out there too. So, it's everywhere. It's in every state. It's in every city. And it's getting worse. And because we are California, just like you are Florida, our weather attracts them,
Right.
because our weather is tolerable. You can pretty much go year round. We don't get snow here in Southern California, but the mountains. Um,
Right.
so yeah, and now it's just busting at the seams, and still our politicians are not, they're not doing enough. If I don't feel like they're doing anything, to tell you the truth. They're just pushing it to the next guy. And
So
like,
I
go ahead.
remember reading an article about New York. Uh, I don't know if they asked them or gave them the homeless they would say, "Where do you want to go? If you uh, where do you want to go? We'll give you a ticket anywhere."
Oh,
And
they've dumped them off here. I can guarantee you that. I've seen the buses in my own town.
well, they also pay for airfare to
Yes.
Hawaii, and
Yes.
Hawaii was receiving them and saying, "Where do you want to go?"
Exactly.
And a lot of
Exactly.
the homeless said, "No, we don't want to go anywhere." Can you imagine? I would pick Hawaii.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
So, I mean, I've heard of homeless beaches, like a lot of, not a lot, but there's specified homeless beaches in Hawaii
Because you
where they
can't.
actually have whole families and the school bus comes
Yes.
and picks up the kids.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Listen, like I
what is
said,
it going to,
if you go to LA, I mean, you can drive for miles in LA, and they just line the streets. And then, you can get up by residential, and you might see a little pocket here, a little pocket there, but you put those pockets together and it's actually a lot of people. And, it's normal for this situation, that crime rises, especially burglary.
yeah,
Um, so it's, yeah. And listen, pawn shops aren't going to be like, Mommy Mars, I need to check everything. You was in here 2 months ago. They don't give a shit if you're bringing them stolen items. they're, they have a business to run. So, yeah, it's, and the only ones that really can bark back, in my opinion, are land and or homeowners. Uh, and I know up in San Francisco, they're really trying to put their foot down. But again, it's no good unless our politicians, start trying to develop, an answer for it all the way around, not just for the mental, not just for rehab. How about, rehabilitation as far as just jobs? But, before COVID, it's something that, it would take time to accomplish, but I think it's doable now with COVID.
But
Um,
Heidi,
it's,
the the jobs, the lower paying, you don't need a background check sort of thing. Jobs went to people coming in from Mexico and south and points south. So
mhm.
those jobs were taken up.
Okay. Let me tell you about those jobs. Okay, a lot of those jobs are for, God, I don't want to be derogatory on here, but I'm going to say it because this is what they are called. They are Mexicans, and there's a nickname that they're called wetback. And that's for a reason. The majority of the Mexicans that come here illegally, they come here to work the farming business. They pick strawberries, they pick melons. They're not up here getting our fast food jobs. No.
Okay.
Maybe if
Okay, I
you've been
understand.
here,
Maybe at first, but when was the last time you saw a strawberry field in, Los Angeles? Okay, let me go back a ways. My my brother married a woman, and her father owned a construction oh business.
uh-huh,
Okay,
that's
okay.
another big one.
He refused to hire anyone other than uh
Mexicans.
no, he did
Uh,
he refused to hire. So the ones that did hire the Mexicans got the jobs, or they got the contract.
uh-huh.
So over a very short period of time in the 80s, my brother's father-in-law went out of business because he refused to hire illegals.
Yeah.
So I used to get on forums that you chat in before YouTube. I would hear, but we're only here to pick the that no one else will do. Well, that is a lie.
Well, and you're right, in construction, yes.
Well,
But
construction.
as
Wait a minute.
as
I
as
mean,
the
wait, hold
okay.
on.
Okay.
Where uh okay, the women would say, well, who will clean your homes? Well, we cleaned our homes.
Yeah.
We made for the
Yeah.
nannies.
Yeah.
My parents paid for the child care. Um, and
Yeah.
so the people at the lower end that their jobs are gone
Yes. Yes.
to labor that came up from the south. Now I'm
Yes.
specifically talking about California, Southern Cal.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
And
pass
and
check
you're right. Those
as
are they're illegal jobs, okay? And when you're talking construction, and I got the contract because I hire Mexicans and you didn't because you don't. That's against the law, and you just have to turn in that contractor.
yeah. Well,
Same.
who would do that? Who would turn in them in?
Listen, there is a committee for those contractors. The people who license that contractor. That's who you report to, because it's the license that contractor is going to lose
Yeah,
by hiring
I
them.
understand that in law. But in
Yeah. And
practice, let me tell you about another one here, real quick. I hope. Okay, there was an illegal who came in that I didn't know who was illegal. Okay,
mhm.
it was a guy that I thought he was English, but I think he came from South Africa. It sounded English,
Yeah, yeah.
an accent. And he started I didn't know he was illegal. He started uh, engine repair,
Uh-huh.
on boats. Okay, now there was one or two, but I'm going to talk about the one. There was a authorized dealership that would work on people's engines that were under warranty.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so a lot of people went to I'm just going to call. I don't know if I can say British sounding guy. Okay,
Okay.
'cause I'm not sure what part of South Africa. The ones that didn't have need the warranty, they would take their engines and so forth to him. And the dealership used to fix not only under warranty, but just your average Joe that would walk in on the street and say, "Oh, my engine's not working. When can you get it
Sure.
to me?" So that authorized dealer that was doing it correctly, I mean, doing it legally, and they were having to pay what you have to pay when you're a legal business. We're losing those jobs, the jobs that were not. You know what I mean? That's money to
I
them.
Yes, I do know
Okay,
what you mean.
so finally, the dealership one department, the repair department or whatever, went out of business because of this one guy. Because he didn't at first, he started by himself, but then he hired two more people. So here's the illegal guy. He hired two more illegal. Well, I think one was illegal and one was regular, a citizen. Okay, now he sent the authorized dealership out of business, and we don't in our county we don't have a lot. So then the people that needed their uh, warranted stuff done, they had
Mhm.
to go like 60 miles to have their boat worked on. And then usually what they would do is just go, "Oh, I just can't." Owning a boat is expensive. So here they ran the legitimized business went out of business, and the illegal alien who had his business. I'm not saying he did shoddy work; he did fine work, but he was illegal. So they,
Mhm.
after I don't know 2 years, I don't 2 or 3, maybe 5 years, the illegal guy got popped, and so his business just vanished overnight. So all the people that I lived in a marina for a whole year, in a friggin' marina for a whole year. Uh, so all the people were like, "Oh gosh!" So now there's no one, and so then these illegal ones here and there who did shoddier work, started showing up, and the quality went down. People were having problems and respinning for the same job over and over. So what I'm saying is, it's not just fruit, and it's
No,
not
it's
just
not.
in
It's not.
California.
No, and you're right. And what you're saying is honestly, and it's being advertised more and more. Like here in California, we have the right to call la migra, which is immigration, and so do you. You call immigration and you say, "Hey, there's an illegal alien that's working this shop."
Yes, but I didn't know. Maybe others did. I didn't know he was illegal. I became friends with his wife and their two children.
Yeah, yeah,
And he wasn't even Mexican.
yeah.
And it's
But
happening
you still can.
down in Miami, where my mother was born, where my grandparents, where my father, where I was born. You know what I'm saying?
I know
We-
what you're saying, and it's in that. Honestly, if I don't know, like how old you were, with this particular, kind of experience you're talking about, but
Which
also
one?
you
which
know,
is
when you
very,
go into a business, there's, you know, there should be posted business license,
there's,
and there's a number on there.
I
There,
understand, but Heidi, you and I both know that these licenses, they can print out anything they want if
sure
they
they
put it
can.
up at all.
Sure. You're
So what?
absolutely correct.
So in my view, part of what's happening is people are allowing legitimate businesses to go under for the sake of cheap labor, and then the people
Yes.
who are citizens are left to have no jobs any longer. They can't pay their rent. They get, oh, what am I going to do? Okay, well, I'm just going to drink because I can't think about it right now, or I'm just going to
Hmm.
smoke and I'm not going to think about it, or I'm just going to do this or that. I can't. My hands are tied, and it's just a vicious cycle, and it's got to stop.
Well,
Some
and I think that, you know, this president we currently have has brought that issue to the forefront. I know that he picks on Mexico, but it is for all. Listen, here in California, I know plenty of Mexican people. I don't have a problem with Mexican people, you know.
No, it's not the people
And I
themselves.
agree that they should be able to be here, but I also agree that they should have to come in with a visa just like everyone else.
Right. I had
Um,
no problem, but yeah, I
yes,
had no problem with the people themselves. If there's a loophole, like I was talking with
yeah,
Kim, it's from the very rich to the very poor. People are going to
yes,
go through it.
yeah, yeah,
If you
absolutely,
have governors and presidents and whatever that allow this sort of thing, it's
yes,
malpractice,
yes. Well, and like I
in
said,
my opinion.
this current one we have, you know, he's put a shining light on, you know, the problem that's coming from Mexico. You know, and also, you know, you got to think too, not, you know, and it's just it's just a subject. So, you know, listen, if I lived in Mexico and I'm a third world country and I'm living to a first world country, I think I would try and hop that border too to better myself and better my family. I know a lot of them send their money back home,
A lot.
and I'm not saying any of it's right. Everybody has kids,
Right.
and
The
you
money
know,
is not being, a lot of that money is not being reinvested into our country.
exactly, exactly. You
So,
know, and there are, you know, specific things that's been going on here in California, you know, because we are, excuse me, you know, we do share a border with Mexico. You know, they want to kick out the DACA kids. You know, our law that we have in the United States is, doesn't matter where you come from. If you are born to this land, you are a United States citizen. You know, I kind of forget the term that they use for that. If anybody can help me with it, it you know, it's women intentionally come here to have their babies.
those are
Uh,
anchor babies.
there you go, anchor babies. You know, and that is going to be something that may in the future become illegal, even if you are born here. If you're born here by you know, a possibly illegal mother, no, you're not a citizen. I don't know how that goes, because I do know that if you are born to this land, regardless, you are a citizen.
Right. But they
You
could
know,
put in the 14th Amendment, they could put, I shouldn't be getting political on my
well,
stream, but
it's not, listen, they just did it, KK. You know, they just came and swooped up a bunch of illegals. I believe it was, don't quote me wrong, I think maybe Texas. And, you know, they put them all in the waiting area, separated mom from kids. I don't know exactly why that one thing happened. I don't see a use for separating them. You know, but yeah, checking them, you know, one by one, who's legal, who's not, who's legal, who's not. And here's the terrifying thing right now. Your kid's born here, you have an anchor baby, and you're an illegal. Well, you get sent and your baby doesn't, you know, your baby stays here. I mean, that's a chance you take. But also, we have to realize that
no, no, no,
that
no.
mother's going to
Uh,
try and come back.
of
You
course
know,
she is.
yes.
Of
So it
course she
didn't
is. But
deter that, you
okay, a
know.
lot of them do, the anchor babies. A
Yeah.
lot of them don't just stay here. They'll have the anchor baby here. so the baby has U.S.
Yes.
citizenship. I think you're close to where I'm thinking of where the. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so where was I?
The anchor baby.
Right, so that they'll have that dual citizenship. Okay,
Yes.
now there's a. I don't know if it's an actual. It looks like an actual in the picture. It looks like a. It looks like a bridge or something between um, Mexico and San Diego. Am I thinking about
Uh,
southern San Diego?
no, that would have to be down in like Texas. I think Laredo or some shit. They have a bridge. We do not.
Okay, well, it looked like it, and they had the parents were in Mexico because they had been deported, but their kids every day would cross the border and go to an American school.
Yes. Yes.
So where is that? Do you know if that where I'm?
Again, it
It's
you
not in
know you use
San Diego,
well,
or
but that sounds like that's in Texas because Texas, there's a river, and that river is what determines the border. Our
right? I know
border is
about.
not like
Yeah,
that. We don't. We're
you're
just a
talking about the
straight
Rio
shot.
Grande, right? I don't
Yeah,
know if
something
it's
like
the
that.
land bridge or like one of those bridges that that they have
Yeah.
that go across the street so that
Yeah.
people don't have
We
to
don't. We don't have a
go by
bridge at all,
traffic.
KK. Yeah, we
Okay,
don't have a
no
bridge
good.
at all.
All right.
We have
I
one
thought it
you
was
walk
San Diego,
over.
but
Yeah. And
what's
and and they do that. And what you just said before, that's a loophole. They
yeah,
found a
and
loophole.
just think now, who's paying for that those children's education? It's
Absolutely.
no one.
We
No,
are. We are.
I mean the U.S. citizen is
Yes,
not
we are. The taxpayer is.
right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so about the 14th Amendment, if they would add something like you're a U.S. citizen if you were born into the citizen. Uh, right, you're a U.S. citizen if you were born in the United States to a person who was supposed to be here. Like someone
Mm-hmm.
who was going to school that was uh, um, out of the United States, or someone here on a visa.
Yes.
They do. I have heard of
Yes, I
people
heard of that too.
actually, coming in on planes and
Uh huh.
and
Yep.
and doing the same thing as border crossers. I mean,
Yeah.
from all different countries. I'm saying
Absolutely.
they need to stop all of this because
It does need to stop.
if you look at Miami, if you look at the demographics, all right, now we're not talking about Mexico here, but we're talking about Castro and
Puerto Rico.
well, Puerto Rico because of the hurricane, but a lot of it was Castro, and then in 1984 or something, it was the Mario boat lift or whatever. Okay, if you look at percentage, the ethnicity, and the reason why I know this is because I've thought, well, maybe I'd like to go to the land where,
Uh
down
huh.
south further where, I was born, where my mother was born, where, you know, and my cousin, she lives in the Keys. Maybe I'd like to go a little further south, but I don't because there's,
A
uh,
lot of illegal people there.
well, not just illegal, uh, although that happens because if you blend in, if you speak Spanish, you have to go where Spanish is spoken, and it's still spoken in
Mm-hmm.
Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, there's like 15%. Uh, what do you call it? Caucasian, non-Hispanic. 15%. Do you get that number?
I got that number.
That's out of 2.7 million people.
Yes.
There's more
Yes.
blacks, and they're U.S. citizens all the way. More blacks than there are whites in Miami-Dade County,
Uh,
and that didn't just happen. That these people get up on the city council. I'm thinking of in California where you're not elected. You're just you know to city council. You don't get elected. There's some spots I can't really remember. You don't get elected. So
Yeah.
you don't have to be a citizen. Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So then, if you do, there's a lot of, when they say it's local stupid, it really is. It really starts locally, the politics of where you live, and it just goes up the chain, and who, whatever block of voters will get people elected is how it goes.
Yes.
So when the invasions happened, uh, it wiped out the vote of the black and the white and the all colors that were supposed to be here. It wiped out their vote because the politicians were looking ahead to the potential voters that would be able to vote.
Yes.
Drives me mad.
And in my opinion, something with our you know, and I'm stupid, okay, so don't take everything I say word for word here. My opinion is it starts with the damn politicians. Instead of paying these sons of bitches millions of dollars, let's not fucking pay them until they get a goddamn job done. You know, if you want to grow up and be a politician, I mean, basically, you're just, you know, in my opinion, with a lot of things, it comes down to a debate. My opinion against your opinion, KK.
Right.
And, you know, we're both going to get paid $1 million and we can still walk away to agree and disagree because that's the loophole for politicians. We got the job, but we can never get it done. How about we start, you know, voting for the fact of you're not getting a pay until you get a job done. Now let's see what kind of politicians we get up. Because, you know, obviously to become a politician, it's also a money thing. You know, everyone loves to make money. And if you make more money, that's even better for you.
Well, in my mind, it's a power thing.
It's a power thing too. But you know what? Listen, you know, money, knowledge, and power are all pretty much married together. But
Yeah.
you know, if we stop paying these politicians, like in my state, you know, we paid. It started with that gray asshole. You know, they spent like $710 million on a train to go through San Diego, LA, and it's gonna take you to uh, Las Vegas. $710 million. They ain't never built even fucking railroad tracks, KK. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. You know what? You shouldn't get paid a goddamn dime until you accomplish a job. And it starts with politicians. They're the only ones that can really make something happen. Voters are peons. We're all peons. We all get to go put our little vote in and think we're going to make a change. No, we learned that but when Trump and Hillary, what, you know, we learned what these super PACs are. These super PACs, well, they just come and pay these certain people over here, which are under you politicians, and they throw out all of our votes that don't give a shit. You're super PACed in, bam bam. Basically, you just bought a seat. So, like I said, it starts with those politicians, and you know what? I'm all for it. You know what? You know, I think our state should pay you that $1 million, you know, check. But you know, you got to do something. You have to do something first. That, you know, whatever category they're dealing with, that they get a job done. Nobody gets paid for anything in this country till your job is done, unless you're a politician. Politicians get to do we can agree to disagree. Look, every you know, I don't really favor Trump, but he has brought forth that what happens inside of our own Congress. And it's as bad. It's the same. They act the same as we do on YouTube. I can't this, I can't that.
Worse.
Yes, or worse. And the difference is all of us on YouTube, we come broke and we leave broke. Well, and they don't. they, you know, they can have their temper tantrums just like we can, and they get paid for it. So obviously we're all the stupid ones because we're on YouTube and we're not over there being a politician. And you know, but no, that is where it's at. That's where it's golden. And that has to change somewhere. I'm not saying my answer is the answer, but politicians are the ones that make it happen or can make it happen. And you know, a big reason to be a politician is that paycheck, and like you said, power. Well, you
Let
know,
me ask
no.
you something. I was shocked to find out that, well, in Florida, you have to show an ID and um, your you look your signature up. You know that you registered it in, right?
Okay.
With
Yeah.
now, I didn't know that they still accepted your mark, meaning an X or whatever. You know, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I
And
would
then
think
I
they
got,
would.
did you get your, I got my sample ballot already. I don't know if
Uh-huh.
they send out the sample ballot shortly before. And okay, do they have English first or Spanish first on your sample ballot?
Both.
How can they have both first? What do you,
Oh, it's English.
English
I'm
and then
sorry. First.
Spanish?
Yeah, English and Spanish.
Okay, now if you can't read, how are you supposed to know these amendments here that I've read and I've looked up online? What does it mean? Uh, how is a voter who can only make their mark supposed to interpret and research what they're voting for on these amendments?
Well, I would think, just taking a wild guess, that they don't vote. You know, they're a non-voter. They don't vote. If you can't read, um, there's a lot of things you can't do. Uh, you know, I would think obviously if you're told something, you know, you have a you can retain that.
Okay,
But
now
yeah, I would
did you
just
see
assume
the
that they
hidden
don't vote.
video? Did you see the? I say hidden video. It was someone who took their cell phone in and videotaped. It was like a class or whatever, but it was in a different language. And then the person who took the video put it up on YouTube and put what they translated it for you. And it was a class. What I say class. It had like 50 people in it, and the person that was guiding the class or whatever was telling them what to mark on the ballot, what
Hmm.
to mark, who to vote for, and what
Yes,
they weren't.
yes,
They
but
were being instructed how to vote.
yes, but KK, you know, let me tell you, this, you know, Trump is only telling you the truth when he says that this year's voting is shit. Listen, first of all, you can't do it through the mail. That's the easiest way to cheat on voting is freaking through the mail. Um, you know, it's going to be full of frauds, just like the one you know you just mentioned here. Uh, you know, and that's something, you know, eventually, yes, that's going to get out. It might even get out in the after fact. But no, he's already said that, you know, the voting this year is just going to be fraudulent. And that's very true. My sister's a mailman. She's been a mailman for over 20 years. You know, right as soon as it was said that it was going to be done through the mail, she'd told me, oh, there's too much fraud. And I was like, well, what, you know, how can that be? Da-da-da. Well, you just said it. You just said, you know, one of the products,
Right.
then that's going to be through the mail. You know, you
This
know,
mail-in campaign. Now, I never. I was a Democrat, and I never switched from the Democratic Party. I just voted out for the other party last time.
mhm, yeah.
Okay, and okay, here I have 7 pieces of mail saying, and the first one started, and it's a postcard with an actual 35-cent postage stamp on it, and it says, "Never miss an I can't write it. Never miss an election. You vote. You vote from home." It's actual handwritten, or you can tell it's inked, right? Enroll and vote by mail, and then it gives a telephone. It's a local telephone number or email, and it gives the correct one to contact. And it says when when this county Dems, meaning Democrats, vote by mail, Dems win. Be a voter. Vote by mail is the easy way to make your voice heard. And then it gives, now, I'm a Democrat and I have 7 pieces of mail about the mail-in ballot. Did they send these to the Republicans?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, okay, the Democrats are all for the mail-in voting, right? I have
Sure.
7 pieces of mail because I'm still a Democrat, registered Democrat. That is like push, 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 shove,
I
shove,
see.
shove.
Be a Democrat. Be a Democrat. I see. With
Well,
the
no,
mail.
not be a Democrat. They
No.
assume I'm a Democrat because that's the way I'm registered.
Okay.
And I'm wondering who is paying for all this. It's paper with a lot. They're not thin pieces of envelope. I mean, the paper's
Yes, it's
inside.
that thicker paper. Yeah.
So
I thought
who
the
is
same
paying
thing.
for this? I'm going to find out. I'm saving it for
We
evidence.
are.
No, I mean,
The taxpayers are.
I
That's
don't
who's
think the
paying.
taxpayers are. I do not believe that the taxpayers are paying for this. I'm going to find out who's behind the Center for Voter Information.
There you go. There you go.
I'm saving these pieces of mail because right now I feel harassed. For one, because I'm going to go on one of the early voting days we have in Florida where you can go and vote. You don't even have to go to your precinct. You just go to the major voting thing like I did last time where there were like on one day I went and there were like 2 people.
Yeah.
And if one day it's too many people, I'll because I'm a little germaphobe with the COVID, and I'll go and vote on the day that I think there's the fewest people. But I can see where they would say, okay, everyone go vote by mail, but is it who's paying the Democratic Party to send these? I don't know if it's the party themselves, but to send these push vote by mail. Who's behind it? Someone has big money to send out to little old me and every little Democrat money. These aren't little thin pieces of paper.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. It's quality paper almost. It is thick. It is a thicker paper.
Right, and it has a return envelope in each one, and
yes,
and I was wondering, well, are the Democrats being sent equal amounts? I doubt it.
I doubt it too. And like you said, you feel harassed over it.
I do.
It's almost like a voting telemarketing. They're just gonna keep beating on you till you vote or you donate or whatever.
It's all about mail balloting. They don't want any money.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, comparing them to telemarketers. Yeah, like they don't give up until you give them money or because there's no way to block them from harassing you.
Right.
Just like there's not a way right now just for you to stop receiving all that kind of mail. Don't forget about us, KK. We're the Democratic Party. Vote.
So let's say I was infirmed and I had someone living here that was helping out, and they got filled out these 7 opportunities. Well, actually 6 opportunities to get a mail-in ballot. Then the mail-in ballot comes, and someone else fills it out and sends it.
There's fraud. That's what that's why my sister said from the get-go months ago that they can't do it through the mail. because it's too easy to fraud. Now, let's just say this. All right. How about a mailman that doesn't even deliver you your forms, but it gets turned in?
Right.
Okay. So, and hey, when you got groups like that set up, they are all, I, I forget the technical name, but, when you learn how to basically draw letters, they can get a hold of your signature because it's a group. This is not just me and KK deciding to get this group together and we're going to steal people's ballots and we have to match the signature. These
Right.
people, they already have your signature.
Well,
So,
and who sits there with a magnifying glass, especially if you're making your mark?
but
I
they
mean,
do. But
with
they
a
do.
magnifying, but you know what,
Yeah.
one X to another, or I mean, how can you
Well, it just
analyze an
has to like
X mark
slightly.
or
Yeah, it just has to slightly. I mean, somehow, obviously we had the way they're doing it is the lowest form of, I don't even know if you call it a technology through the mail. It's a non-talk technology. I know for a fact that FBI has this little thumbprint machine. And when your thumbprint or handprint goes on there, they tell you everything about you, how long you lived there and how many times you took a crap today.
right? I wish it
They
was by your fingerprint,
yes,
but
and they
then you have the constitutional thing of you a right to not give evidence
yes,
against yourself.
yes. You know,
So
uh
I can see where that would hang up in court.
yes. But it's the same thing as, before with the other conversation. You want to mess with the amendment? Well, if you mess with the 14, number 1 and 2 is going to start crapping their pants. You don't mess with our amendments, period. Or you do, period.
Well, they
You
have
know.
messed with the
Yeah.
amendments. The 13th Amendment was the abolition, of alcohol, and then they repealed that.
Yeah.
So
Very
it's not
true.
like they can't make amendments or
Very true.
repeal them or
You know.
alter them. They have.
Yeah, very true. And like I said, I don't know. Obviously they just haven't come up with a better way for these people to get their votes out. I would like to think, honestly, because the last was California, Texas, and Florida. We were all having this last spike of COVID. We were the last 3 states, the highest states of COVID versus the rest of the country. Um,
Well,
you
that's
know,
easy to explain, especially since like Florida has 21 million people.
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
mean, I think Vermont has under a million.
Yes, but
So,
because we're a higher state and like I'm not sure about your numbers. I know our numbers are going down. I would like to think that our voters have the same concerns that you have, KK. Uh, they want to put their vote in, but they want to know that it is legitimately from themselves. You might try and put your vote in and what KK, somebody already used your vote.
right.
Like I said, it's not a difficult thing to get a hold of signatures, and you just have to break into the TMV,
Well, you know
into
that
their,
if I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Do you know that if I go to vote, or when I go to vote, and they said, "Oh, sorry, you've already voted," do you know that you're allowed to contend that and go to is where you have to sign an affidavit that um, that was not you, blah 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 blah, blah, and
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that's why Florida is always so. If it's not hanging chads, it's something else.
Yeah, yeah. No, this year, like I said, the president called it. It's going to be a shit show when it comes to voting,
Yeah,
and
election night is not going to be like any other
yeah,
on
exactly.
TV. On TV.
Obviously in the aftermath, if not before, that's when that place you were talking about that's coercing people of a different language to vote a certain way is going to start, coming out of the woodworks. What do we
Right.
do then? Fuck, I don't know. We're not there. Again, we are supposed to, you know, walk in and give our vote. That's how it's always been done.
Right.
Um,
And
and yes,
when was the last time you saw an election that took as long? Well, there have been elections, but I'm talking about with technology. Well, when there was TV. When was the last time you saw an election that took so long to call as you did the last one? If you can remember. Because I don't
wait.
remember one that took as long as the last one to call.
Oh, you mean Trump and between Trump and Hillary?
Hillary, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not sure, but I have to tell you, back then it was a very excitable election because Trump is not a politician. He's never been a politician, nothing. And right at the end, it sounded like Hillary had it. Hillary had it, and Trump, he pulled the cards. It was a last minute ordeal. Uh,
But
I don't know.
like, I just don't get why it took so long. I mean, we didn't have the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Did the
I
mail
yeah,
ballots
I don't
increase or whatever? So this time, who stays in power until it's called?
well, exactly.
Do you? I don't know. Do
Like I
you?
said, it is really going to just be a shit show, and yeah, I mean that's just what it's going to be, because because of COVID again. I don't have answers for it. I really don't. I'm sitting where you're at. I'm gonna be sitting back and watching and see what happens. Um, it is what it is. Yeah, and we all know how it's gonna go. If Trump, if they don't call his name, he's gonna have a hissy fit, and then they may, I don't know if they would do a recount. I don't know, because of COVID. COVID really throws a wrench in it, KK. Um, so yeah, I'm just sitting back like everybody else. I have no idea. Oh my God, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still
Oh,
here. I had
okay. No,
my
that's fine.
my boyfriend walked in and
Okay, no,
trying to
that's
tell
fine.
me I needed to eat dinner, but um,
That's cool. Hey, we can get off here. Like I said, this was just gonna be a test, KK.
okay.
And
I thought Pandora was going to come up so she could see
I
if I
think
could
she got
alter the.
tired. Yeah, I think she got
Oh
tired.
yeah, I'm sure of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I
I
know
was
she's pretty tired at the end there.
I was wanting to experiment with a few.
And you know
Um,
what? Yeah, you could probably do it tomorrow with her. I don't know how to do anything. I'm just a panel whore. Whoever lets me on, I'll just molest the whole thing. So I'll
can you
take
see
over.
that? I just changed you to smaller. Okay. Okay. Now
Oh
how do
yeah, yeah, yeah. I see that.
I don't see how I can make you. Wait a minute. Let me see this. Hmm. I'm not trying to mess you up here.
No, no, you're not messing me up at all.
All right, let me see if I can switch. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Okay, here's two. That just makes it smaller. I'm clicking away, but nothing's. See, I thought you'd be able to change positions, but um, I am on the free StreamYard, which I looked at the paid that I'm going to have to do for Halloween.
Uh huh.
It allows 10 people up.
Oh man.
Yeah, versus the free allows 6.
6. Okay. And you might get more when you pay, more features.
Oh, yes, you do. You do get
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. So, but no, yeah, just, do this a couple more times. We'll all come over here and bug you with it. And,
I think it
yeah,
was a ruse. I do. I think Pandora said, "Oh yeah, okay." She came over, but she didn't come.
like I said, I think she is pretty tired.
Oh no,
Uh,
I know you're right. I'm being paranoid.
yeah. 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 You are being paranoid. So, like I said, she probably She's probably taking a nap. And
Probably going to sleep because
yeah.
I went to sleep. Well, I didn't after I got off. I don't know if I went up on panel, but I was in chat on hers. Wait, no, I think it was yesterday. Well, anyway, so usually when I get off, uh, either from chat or once in a while panel, I think I'm tired, but the moment that I'm logged off, then all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden I'm not tired anymore for like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh,
Like,
it's totally the same. You work
is
all
it for
day, you're
you?
dragging ass, and then like you get out and you're like, all right, I'm ready to go have some drinks. I'm ready to go.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. Yes.
that's normal. That's normal. I mean, and if you want to stay on, I mean, I'll stay on with you. I don't care, you know, but you got to
Oh
go
no,
eat. Go
no.
eat.
It's
You know.
probably best that I do this where I, have video or I want to have some music that I have,
Yeah.
and I want to experiment with that and get feedback on.
Absolutely. What you should do, let me just give you this. What you should do without Michelle is, and don't talk to her about it. Don't talk to anybody about it. Just do it live. Do whatever you need to do, you know, that opens up your page and stuff, just like she does. You know, she doesn't give everybody a warning like, hey, let me call everybody on my phone first and let them know I'm going live. Just try and do it by yourself and throw up a live. And if you've missed something, I mean, you know, she's just a text away. You know, just be like, oh, I was trying to do live. I screwed something up. Um, you know, try that. Uh, and yes, see what, you know, if you remember how to log on and log off. And Rita, what's
Rita,
going on,
hi,
Rita?
Rita, my darling. No,
Yes. Hello, my darling girl.
I wish I
She's
could. I wish I could do accents.
oh, my grandmother's from Germany, so we've
Oh,
listened to that all of our lives. That accent.
because my witch outfit is more a vampire-ish outfit. It has the collar, you know what I mean?
Oh, nice,
Um,
nice.
I wanted the regular one, but whatever. I
You'll
thought I
probably
would.
you should come on like with a British accent and throw them
Oh,
all
I
off.
can't. I can't. I thought maybe
Okay.
I should go watch some. I don't know, maybe Italian. I know I'm not going to get Transylvania, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Hey,
but I
that's a
thought
good idea though.
practice
Put
my
some kind of
ear, like
yeah.
lives that are, you know. But I want to be like, uh, Rita, come up on my channel. I mean, sort of like
Uh-huh.
a Italian. You know how
Like
they're hard on
Pepe.
they're
Yeah.
hard on
Pepe.
the consonants, and you know. Uh,
That would be funny. That would be funny.
just because of the outfit, it kind of is more like Transylvania.
There you go.
Nixon, Wizard of Odd, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Look, our witch is kind of vampire-ish with a
Right.
French accent. Are you kidding me?
No, I can't do French either.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I had French
Well,
in ninth
whatever
grade,
you
but the
can do.
teacher was English. So, I
Yeah.
mean, American, so we didn't get the accent.
Yeah. I mean, if it was me, I would probably just dress up and come in here and talk gibberish. You know, hey, you could probably make up a language. Nobody'd really know. You'd be like, blah 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 blah. You'd be like, I'm speaking Chinese. I know a little bit. Nobody in here would probably know.
You
I don't
know what?
know. Maybe one person would. I have no idea.
Maybe. Well, you know what I bid on, and I don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm going to have regular Halloween trivia questions, But
Mm.
then I found it'll end tomorrow. A Wizard of Oz trivia game.
Oh, nice.
So I hope I win. I'm not gonna. I've spent more because I bought something else, and I have to buy the the Amazon gift cards. I'll have to discuss that with someone who knows what the ins and outs of that is. But anyway, hopefully I'll win that auction for that.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Could throw a little bit of Oz in there. The
Yeah.
Dorothy Oz.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And just to make it, um, you know, more in character with the Wizard of Odd part. Or
Yeah.
what did I say I was going to call it? I forgot.
The Wizard of Odd.
Nah, oh, here it is. Halloween in the Land of Odd. So I
Oh, okay.
changed it because I didn't want everybody to think that you had to only dress as Oz people, Oz characters.
Yeah.
So I just thought odd. Well, we're all kind of a little bit off the.
Yeah. No, I really I think Allie should dress up as I don't know, the information counter. Because no matter what kind of question you got, he knows a little bit about a lot of things. So.
Oh, do you mean Gary?
No, I'm talking about Howie.
Oh, Gary was answering some awesome questions that I was like, really? He knew about.
I think I've only seen him in chat, so.
Yeah, but I mean, he said something about a horse of a different color, right? Well, I've heard that saying before, but I didn't know that in the Wizard of Oz that horse. And they call it the horse of different colors, and through the scene, the horse is turning purple, yellow, red. I mean, I need to watch the whole movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either
Yeah,
until Gary pointed it. He didn't point it out. He said, "Yeah, I'll be the horse," or he said, "Someone be the horse of a different color." And I was like, "That's an odd statement." But then I saw a clip off of YouTube. And the horse changed colors, and they called it the horse of a different color.
You should probably watch the movie.
Oh, I have to.
I
have to. I looked on YouTube, and it's I think $3.99 to rent, and $12 something to buy. And I'm not really sure how that works, but I do the $3.99 to rent.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that way you're just a little sharper. If something like that did come in your room, you're like, I got you. But no, I never noticed that ever. I'm like,
I know.
What horse? I don't even remember a horse there at all.
Right. And I didn't remember about the tree, the tree, the man in the tree. Remember the
I don't remember.
Tree?
No.
Yes,
you said that earlier, and I was like, what the hell is she talking about?
Yes, I forgot about that too. I mean, it's been 25, 30 years since I've seen The Wizard of Oz.
Absolutely, probably same here. But with people saying stuff like that to you.
Oh, look at Rita's comment. She said, in the Munchkin Land horse of a different color, I was on the play as an adult and child. Yes, in the forest, she said. You played a part, Rita?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm like, what horse? I didn't even know there was a horse in there.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, it's like I said, I might
eating her apples. Oh, she knows the scene. Oh my gosh. And I had forgotten all about it.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe you should watch the movie and because, even like Gary, he throws you a curve there, and
Rita knew about it too, though. I'm like, oh gosh.
Well, and I think you watch a movie differently when you're younger, than possibly when you're older. Because I most certainly don't remember those things, but I have not watched the movie as an adult either. Right. I watched it when I was a kid, so I definitely wouldn't be able to pick those things out.
She says, no, not the original. I was in the play like 20 times in my life. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Rita, I hope you'll come to the Halloween party. I hope you'll dress up as an Oz character.
That's Rita.
Oh my gosh. That would be so wonderful.
Yeah, so that is way cool.
Oh my God, 20 times. That is so awesome.
That's crazy. That's a lot of times. But yeah, just do that. Watch the movie. Check it out. It might give you more ideas too.
Yes.
Not just for yourself, but for people that are coming to your party, and you're just like, because it's the land of odd.
Odd,
You know,
yes.
it puts that creativity for other people, and maybe it helps them further their own idea.
Oh, thank you, Rita. It'll be, of
Yeah.
course, it'll be on Saturday, Halloween. Times are we're not sure yet because I want to make sure that we can do the East Coast and the West Coast time. And like if anybody's out of the United States, I don't want them to be doing Halloween at noon, they're noon.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll have to figure out who's coming that might be overseas that, time slot would be also okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Do they? This is going to be a real ignorant question coming from Heidi. Do they celebrate Halloween outside the United States?
I don't know.
I have no idea either. I know Rita is from Ukraine.
I think
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Lithuania. There you go. I'm sorry, Rita, but it is a different just country. Did you have Halloween being there? What you know? Yeah, I'm just curious. I have no idea.
Look at her. Oh, look at you.
Right on. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it is one of the most iconic movies. So I read on IMDb, it's in some kind of list of something. So I'm sure
Like the
that.
forever movies. Yeah.
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 So I'm sure, like, and other cultures around the world bleed into ours.
Oh
I don't.
yeah.
I mean, well, actually,
Wizard of Oz is
our whole
Yeah.
country, the United States, is cultures of around the world. That's what we
Uh-huh.
are. So
And that movie definitely is known worldwide.
yeah.
It's just too big of a one not to be. I mean, yeah, look at all these cartoon movies they put out. Kids see them everywhere.
Ooh, a Russian witch. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, and to hear her accent I can't do her accent, but I'm going to throw a spell on you.
Uh-huh.
You will not be able to undo my spell. I can't do her, but
Yeah.
whatever. I can just
Yeah.
see it. Oh, it'll be great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Very cool.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, it just you can I can almost see all the ideas that go through your head when someone throws one out there for you, and you catch it.
Oh
You're like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
think
then
about
you
that.
run with it and then you modify it and
Uh-huh.
I in the Yellow Brick Road the Yellow Brick costume, I was just amazed how like it just clicked in someone's head to they just, like I said, with the yellow poster board, 2 yellow poster boards,
Mhm.
and then painted black brick, and
Yeah,
then
it's
you
like
even modified it further. I think you started it by saying, yeah, you put a footprint, like somebody walked on it,
put a boot print on there.
a blueprint, and I was like,
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
cool because some people are just so damn crafty, KK.
Oh, I know, and
that they take the simplest thing and just kill the room with it.
yes,
And it's like one of the coolest, simplest outfits. And again, the greatest thing is, probably at the most, it's a shirt and a face situation for your room.
sure. Well, I was
Nobody needs to
thinking,
worry about shoes.
and I was even thinking simpler than that. If people didn't want to do the expense or the time or the effort, or they couldn't, maybe they could just put on a COVID mask and dress it up, and dress their mask up.
Rat your hair, put a little bit of red in there, and I am the COVID.
Sure. Or how about the poppy field or whatever, the sleeping poppy field? They could stick flowers, get a couple
Xanax road.
That
we all needed the Xanax road today.
No. Well, I mean, sure. I mean, it's the land of odd. So.
Well, just because, the flowers made them go to sleep.
Yeah.
you know, it
Well,
was. I remember that
the
part.
witch threw some kind of spell, and they just I think they just happened to be in the
God,
poppy field or the
yeah, I
wherever they
gotta
were
watch it
flowers.
again, KK, because I mean, you're throwing stuff out there I don't even remember or sequence. So yeah, I gotta watch the movie myself.
Right, and if
I
you
haven't
can't
done it.
do that, they have it in bits and pieces on YouTube. People have put out like 5-minute clips of the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. No, I would rather
So
watch the whole movie. That
oh, I
way,
would
I
too.
know I'm looking for horse. You know, I'm looking for forest. Uh, and again, I may see it completely different than what I remember as a kid.
Oh yeah, and
Um,
also I read like they're not horror stories, but things you didn't know about the Wizard of Oz, the making. And
uh,
did you know that the snow they used to wake up in the poppy field, it was asbestos.
oh shit! You're
Yes,
kidding me.
yes. I was like,
Oh
oh my
my
gosh.
god! And of course, they didn't know back then that shit causes cancer.
Yes,
Um,
I
but how
know.
scary is that? I mean,
That is scary.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
and who knows what's going on today that people will find out later that we've been doing, innocently thinking.
Oh, absolutely. You've been standing too close to the microwave, for the last 20 years.
Yeah, you
Now
remember on
you
the
got brain
microwave
cancer from it.
right.
Absolutely.
You remember
Um,
you remember at the convenience stores when they had those big microwaves when they first came out and they had the heat up things and it said, "Warning, if you have a pacemaker, do you live
yes,
or
I
die?"
actually do. Yes. Yes, and the microwaves were like as heavy as an oven.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. And yeah, if you had a pacemaker, don't come over here.
Do you
Uh,
know how the microwave started?
some dude was doing something and found chocolate was melting in his pan.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, yes.
And then
And
he
I
was
think it
like,
was called the
well,
radar range or something at first.
yeah, I don't know the details. I just know, yeah, melted. And then he got an idea. Like, well,
Yes,
and
Betty
started on
Epson
his.
wasn't it? See, Buddy Epson was supposed to play um, the Scarecrow's part, but then he switched. They
Yes,
switched him,
yes.
and was it so Betty Epson, who was in the Beverly Hillbillies, is Jeb, right? Clampett. So he was allergic to the
The paint.
powder or whatever they used, and also the Wicked Witch of the West got burned and was in the hospital for 6 weeks during that time when when house came down, the tornado at the beginning where the house came down in Oz
Uh-huh.
and killed the Wicked Witch of the East, and
Yeah.
then she couldn't get Dorothy's shoes off. So she went up in a cloud of like flames and red smoke. Well, she was supposed to go down in some kind of trap door. Well, it didn't work, and she got uh, burns bad enough to put her in the hospital for 6 weeks.
Oh, that's
I didn't know that. I mean,
not at all. Not at all. But you have to understand too. I mean, back then, there was no behind the scenes,
but
like available to us. They didn't talk about those things.
oh yeah,
Um,
well they wouldn't even if there was a behind the scenes thing because back then the studios had their talent under control. They weren't allowed to talk
exactly.
about the actors and actresses weren't allowed to talk about their politics, weren't allowed to talk about their religion because it hurt the
Yes.
studio.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Now I am banning certain actors and actresses for their political beliefs that they're pushing for me, and I'm not buying any of their movies, I'm not watching any of their movies. I'm not even gonna, all right, but we have a TV that's over the air where it's set antenna, digital antenna,
Okay.
and then we have one cable in the bedroom, and then my boyfriend goes, am I allowed to watch, because he can watch what he wants, but if I'm boycotting it, I don't want it recorded on the cable company that it's being watched. So I tell him, okay, no, I'm banning that. Go out to the Go out
Oh,
to the living room where it's over there where nobody can monitor what you're watching.
I
I
got
mean,
you.
who needs Nielsen anymore, right? Because
Yeah.
your cable company will.
That cancel culture.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's all good. Yeah, you just tell him where he can watch, what he can, where he could watch it.
Yeah, he asked me, "Are we banning this?" And if we are, I say, if you have to watch it where they can't, you know, monitor it because they
Yeah,
can't monitor the over the air digital.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty bad, isn't it?
You know what? It's just your preference. Don't. Listen, everybody has a choice to what they do and what they want. If you don't
But
want to
I
support
mean,
certain
feeling
people.
like you're being monitored is what
Well,
what I meant.
sure. I mean, I can remember back in the 80s, KK, when we only used to talk about Big Brother back then.
Yeah,
Now, it has completely snuck in
yeah,
all ways.
yeah,
They even threaten us with our TVs are watching us back. I mean,
yes.
who really wants that shit? Nobody does.
Well, you mean the lap? Oh, you mean? Well, I don't know. My TV doesn't monitor whatever doesn't have a webcam on it. I have a separate one because I'm on a PC, but I always unplug my uh, webcam and then I unplug the mic, which is separate because I don't want anybody turning it on. Because I've heard that happens.
Yeah, yeah,
Some hacker, or whatever.
exactly. I mean, I've seen on YouTube where, now people put video cameras in their house, and hackers have gotten to that. And while your kid's sitting at the kitchen table eating breakfast, the
Right.
damn
Or
speaker's talking to him.
right.
It's like, what? Uh, how safe do you feel now that it makes you be like, it makes sure you get dressed because somebody might be watching you, even right in your own home, from your own doing at that, because you put cameras in there.
Hi,
So
Pandy.
you know.
Sorry, my voice is breaking here.
Oh, there she is. What'd you do?
Is
Take a
that?
nap?
Wait, how did she change her name that fast? And the avatar is different, isn't it?
I think that's her. I don't know because people can f with avatars, but uh, I yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's her.
Okay.
Yeah, I went over to YouTube. Do you want a link? A link? A lick? Do you
You
want
want
a
a leak?
lick?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna change it hourly?
Hello.
I love that picture. I never got that picture. When you were on earlier, I was like, oh my gosh, girl, what did you do to yourself? You're gorgeous. Do I put it? Do you? I sent the link via email, but I can put it in chat if you want. But when you saw Michelle's new picture, didn't you just like your jaw fall to the floor?
Oh, she's very pretty.
2
She's
months
very
ago.
pretty.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, what happened 2 months ago?
She said, I believe she meant that the picture was taken 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, when I saw her, I saw her avatar for the first time, her picture today, or was it last night? Today, and my jaw just dropped right in my lap. I was like, whoa! Talk about a makeover. I mean, when I lose weight, that doesn't happen. Jeez.
Would you give her a link in her email?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's been MIA for a little while.
Plus a lot of the last time I was up as myself and I was blinking, it was because I put mascara on, and which I've become allergic to. So here I am, my eyes are watering, I'm blinking.
Oh,
They're all
no.
red. And I'm thinking, oh, these people think I'm wasted on something.
Yeah.
Oh, seriously, and I didn't want to say, well, I'm allergic to my mascara,
Yeah.
and I don't
No,
usually wear it.
she looks very different than what she used
I
to. And yes,
know,
she's a very pretty lady.
very. And she's
I'm
gonna go,
kind of
no,
jealous.
don't
I'm
say that.
jealous her
Stop.
teeth. Her teeth look great.
Oh, I
I don't know.
know.
I'm like getting older. Mine's freaking getting yanked out of my skull and everything. I mean, thank God I have my front teeth, but I smoke. So they're not
I'm
all
just
nice
looking
and
at
pearly white.
I'm just looking at the whole what I can see. I'm just looking at the whole thing, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, like, the Ford company's going to come knocking on her door wanting her to sign up for a modeling job or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I took care of my teeth too, but you know,
Well,
sometimes they break.
my genes, and also I had nocturnal, well, actually 24/7 bruxism. And my mother said that I ground the first two teeth that I grew or came in. Gnash your teeth.
Yeah,
I've done that my whole life, and you can imagine what happened.
yeah,
So, and I tried, but I just ran out of money.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
each crown, and they didn't have what they have today. As
Oh,
far as mouth guards and all that.
yeah, yeah. No, it's. As a kid, I used to grind my teeth, and then when I got sick, just being in pain 24/7 for like pretty much years at a time, I would just bite down, not realize it at all until I would realize it. And now, um, yeah, they're just breaking. They're chipping. They chip a little bit at a time. So it is what it
Yes,
is.
and I have my mom's. I had my dad's tightly packed teeth, but my mom's enamel, which is not good
Uh,
enamel.
yeah.
So I got the worst of two worlds.
Come up here,
Uh,
Pandora.
yeah, you don't have to. I don't want to. But
No, you know
I would
what? Come up
love
here,
it.
Pandora.
Yes, I would love it. But I don't want to, you know, browbeat her about coming
I
up.
will. Come up here, Pandora. I don't have a problem doing it. Hurry up, Pandora. Where you at, Pandora? You coming up, Pandora?
Heidi.
Hey, she does it to me, so now I can do it back.
I know.
And she's just come over here. Come over here.
Well, from what I can see, you and Robbie are neck and neck because
Oh, he has nice teeth also.
yeah, she said she's
Yes, he does.
competing with Robbie with
Yes.
Robbie's smile.
He definitely has a good set of teeth. And if you don't get teeth problems or gum problems, definitely take care of them.
Right. And what's so weird is uh I was like the most flossiest person. I mean, I dental flossed till I would just sit there and watch TV, and it made no genetics in my bruxism.
Yeah,
You're
it
gnashing of
does
your
make
teeth,
a difference. Yeah.
and back then they didn't have these mouth guards like they do today. And the dentist told me that they warned me. They said, look, it doesn't look good. We're just telling you. And and they all did what I said. It was expensive, but then finally it all fell apart. I
Yeah.
couldn't anymore. And my insurance, after I left the hospital, the insurance didn't cover dental. So
Dental is expensive. I mean, they say, listen, one tooth is going to cost you $1,000, or it's going to cost you $30 to rip it out of your skull. So sometimes when you don't have the $1,000,
right. And I feel
do.
I know. And I feel so devastated because people think, oh, they don't have their teeth or they're missing teeth or whatever. And because they're hillbillies and that's the way they are or something. And they don't know, it can be genetic. It could be different environmental factors.
Absolutely.
And so I am so self-conscious, and I did everything I could. I didn't use whitener, but that's not gum health. And, if you're enamel and
Exactly.
stuff. But, oh my gosh, I, maybe I was the first one to use dental floss. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you sometimes you can do everything you can to take care of it, and it still goes to shit.
Yeah. I mean, my parents still have their teeth, but
Oh.
I got the bad genes from both of them to make my teeth and then I had the, I guess, nervous habit or whatever born into me of gnashing my teeth. And then what made it worse was, like, my girlfriend and other people, but usually my girlfriend, because she was around me a lot, she would go, "Stop that." And I'm like, "I can't." And so I started using chewing on Dentine, gum, to try to
Yeah.
stop. And then I can't remember what bubblegum flavor it was, but what bubblegum. But then I started with I think it was like a big piece of blow pop or so. I can't remember. And that had sugar, massive amounts of sugar. And I saw I don't know if it was going to happen anyway, but I just I had gum in my mouth all the time.
Yeah.
So it was a
Chomping away, chomping
disaster.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was.
Where are you, Pandora?
I know Pandora.
I mean, it doesn't take you this long to get on a panel, lady.
Well, she's probably busy. And she's
Don't
been
give
up.
her excuses. Get
Oh,
up here. Where's Howie?
but I,
Howie, kitty, kitty. He'll pop up. Here I am.
I could see how he counts Archie Cook, hearing, maybe he has it playing in the background. I could see the cat going, coming up to his. I don't know actually what he uses. Is it just the phone, or does he have a
I
laptop?
think he might use a computer.
Mm.
Yeah, because I have heard him maybe twice be like, and he has to walk across the computer. So yeah, where are you, Pandora? I don't believe you're Pandora until you come up here.
Well, see, I wrenched her a long time ago, and she still has the wrench.
Oh, okay.
So, you think Robbie has a nicer smile?
Robbie has a nice smile.
Oh, that's what
I don't think it's nicer.
Michelle
I
said.
mean, she definitely looks like she's taking care of her teeth. They both look like they're taking care of their teeth.
What I mean is that Michelle said that Robbie has a nicer smile.
I think they both have a nice smile.
Well, I haven't been able to see the full smile on Michelle because everybody was talking about a new picture, and I was like, I don't have a new picture. I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the one that goes, how come you didn't give me a picture?
Yeah, huh?
I thought it.
Well, and yeah, it's a
Of
very
course.
nice picture.
Howie, I think that yes, I think this.
Is Howie in here?
Yes. You think we are always at the same places together for something?
Oh, he is. I wonder how come that it's not coming through on my iPhone.
I'm going back and forth between YouTube and StreamYard because I'm waiting to see if I need to click the add someone,
Oh, there it is. Okay, it delayed on my other iPhone. So pretty much, Howie. We kind of figure you and Pandora are
joined at the hip.
Yeah, pretty much. Come on up, guys. Come on up. Kitty, kitty.
Yeah, I was about to say, I want to ask Howie, is your cat listening, and is he responding to the kitty, kitty?
Kitty, kitty, kitty.
God, my
Burt Reynolds is. Burt Reynolds like, are you calling me? And earlier, I don't want you guys to think I abuse my dog, because I do not. He gets everything he wants, plus more.
You do know that he's alpha, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I absolutely do. Yes.
Because well, I knew it the other night for
Yeah, I
sure.
was gonna say, yeah, you said that
Tonight
the
I
other
was
night.
like, that's definitely he's alpha because you don't talk that much to a dog when you want them to do something. You only have
Well,
a couple of words, and
yeah, and they always say you train them and you reward them for what you want to do, and you never punish them.
right. And I mean, I when I used to walk, oh shoot, don't let me, Dixie, the one that's in the Dixie has puppies, Yorkie videos,
Oh
and
God, yeah, I went through that whole thing, Kiki. I was having labor and screaming, and oh my God.
no, I meant her, the dog. I mean the dog. She had puppies,
Okay.
but when I first got her and tried to train her, she would always try to get into the house before I was, when I opened the door, she would just shove past me. And I might have things in my hand or, groceries or whatever. And she'd, try to trip me up. So I trained her just like the German Shepherd I had and all the dogs before, that I'd say, wait. And then I opened the door and they would just wait until I would say, okay. And then when I said, okay, they would come in.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So you don't have to even raise your voice. They can hear perfectly.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, my every dog I've had, pretty much, they just rule the roost. They're home dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, you know, once in a while I'll take a dog for a walk, but they're pretty much homebound, little dogs, and
Right.
and this is their home, just like it's my home. So, I don't really require anything but um, potty training,
I
and
I do. I do because it's less stressful. They know what I want, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they know what I expect of them. And so they're not always wondering and looking at me like, well, what does she want? I just have to tell them and they do it and
yeah,
it's peaceful. Whereas my boyfriend, since I moved into this room and my boyfriend's in the other room, he's taking over the other. There's a Yorkie, not Dixie. There's a Yorkie and uh, a Yorkie Pomeranian mix, and originally she was going to be mine, but it didn't happen that way. And he feeds them people food. She sleeps on his head.
okay,
And then, but see, it wouldn't bother me. But then he complains about what they do, and I said, because you're not training them. It's,
yeah,
if you train them, they wouldn't aggravate you. Oh, but it's so sweet. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I want help, but you can't help me.
No, no. And in fact, the
Oh,
Yorkie Pomeranian mix was my dog. I picked him out when he was 4 weeks old. Uh, I don't mean he came home with me. I picked him out from the litter, and I had him all trained. And then I got ill, and I let him go live on the houseboat with my boyfriend, and it undid everything. And it didn't undo everything with me, but it did for him. And
yeah,
so uh, he complains about the. His name is Tucker, so he complains about Tucker, and I go, well, all you have to do, and I'll say, Tucker. And then Tucker's head will bounce up to me and look at me at my eyes. He'll just be staring at my, what do you want, master?
yeah,
And I'll do what I taught him, and he knows he hasn't forgotten. And then I say, there. Now, if you want to have less aggravation, you just have to teach him, but he won't do it.
yeah. The only trick that Burt Reynolds knows, and all the dogs I've had knows, is I have bells that hang on my back door, and like if he wants out, he'll ring the bells. 4:30 sharp every day of this little turd's life. He starts, just no matter what, he gets up and starts dancing, running around, getting all excited because he knows it's dinner time. And I do give him some table foods, but I pretty much only give him French fries when I go and get French fries. Um, he doesn't get like leftover scraps type of food, and that's just because I don't want to fuck his gut up and possibly have to deal with some diarrhea.
Right.
So, I give him pretty much strictly French fries because he knows if I'm carrying a white bag in the house, he just loses his shit. It's a woohoo. You can hear it coming from him. So, I'll share with him. Um, he's not a bad guy, but he does sometimes when I turn my back or I leave the house, for too long. Uh,
Let me
yeah,
get the trash
he'll
can.
get yeah, and I mean, he doesn't ever like outright tore up garbage. He'll pick one thing and tear that up. He doesn't tear up the whole garbage. Um, so that's a bad habit of his. And it's doable. Most of the time, I just get all. He already knows. You know what I'm saying? I come in the house, and usually he's very excited. And when he's tore something up, when I walk through the front door, he's over there sitting by the recliner, and I'm just like, all right. And am I gonna have to go find it?
Yeah.
And there has been occasion that he's had that same attitude, and I don't find it. So then it's like, aha. So what did you eat? That I had. Um, and obviously he does it all behind my back. He never does it in front of me.
Right. Have you
And
seen the YouTube videos with the guilty dog
yes,
compilation?
yes, I watch all
It's,
those.
oh man, I laugh so
And
hard.
a lot of I think a lot of the bigger dogs are funny with those videos, uh, and a lot of them are of bigger dogs. And yeah, some of them they put their head down and
And some
totally
of
look
them,
all guilty. And then the
yeah,
other one is like sitting
slink.
there, looking at you, and the top of the like a 13-gallon trash can is all stuck around his neck, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Not me, not me. Didn't do
I like
nothing."
the ones that kind of slink away like a cougar or
Yeah,
something. They're kind of like, "Ugh, I'm getting-"
yeah,
or the one,
not
remember
me.
I don't know if you watched the same one, but there were two dogs, and one, when the master said, "All right, who did this?" and the dog actually lifted up his paw and touched the other.
Yeah, touch the other one. Yes, that is very cute. It's like this one over here.
He did it, of course.
Yeah, that is very cute. Pandora, Howie, where are you guys at? Hello, hello. Listen, KK, I'm gonna go potty real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
So I ought to experiment since there's only 6 people in here, and I don't think Panda and Howie Cat are in here right now. So I don't think I have enough time to experiment, though. Let me see. I wonder why the other night I couldn't play music that could be heard very well uh, from my computer. Oh, you are here. Good. Thank you, Howie. Because some people, when they play music, it sounds very, very nice, clear. And some people, it sounds far away and echoey. I'll just have to figure it out. Oh, so it's 9:32 where you are, Howie. Did you eat out or in today or tonight? You probably did a video and I just outed myself that I didn't see it. So let me see. What I hope to do is, okay, do I bring it up first?
Okay.
Hi, Heidi.
Hello. Hi, Kiki.
Howie said it just typed in. Well, not just typed in at 12:31, 2 minutes ago, that he was still here.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can, so I don't get struck by YouTube. Let me just try to screen share,
Sure.
and I'll screen share a video of my own that's definitely not copyrighted, so I can't get struck. I don't think. So let's see if she said to go. Okay, I should bring it up first and then go and then screen share. I'll try that. So let me go and get something of my own.
Okay.
Do I go to my channel and show it, or do I go inside of the studio? Dang. Okay, I'll try my channel. Okay, and I'll go to videos. And how about, well, I didn't restrict this, so I don't want to show your my Yorkie giving birth. Oh, here's the part 1. So it has music too. All right, so I'm going to click on it, let it buffer, and then pause it when it starts. Okay, and then I'm going to come over to StreamYard and say share. Okay, how do I do that? Share screen, screen sharing, Okay, all right, so I have to be fast enough to, oh, that's not the one I want to share. I do want to share the audio, but I'm not sure if they mean, okay, wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Heidi. Okay. How do I do that? Okay. It's not doing it. Oh, Chrome tab. Can anybody see anything? No. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that. Or maybe, oh, I'll try that at another time. Whoa. Oh, now I really screwed it up. I'm still here, Heidi. Hold on. Where is that playing? Oh, dear. Okay. All right. I'm still here, Heidi. Did I just kick you off, Heidi?
No, I think I kicked myself off.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll have to figure out how to do it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I hit something wrong, and
Are you eating?
I just took a bite of a sandwich.
I haven't eaten all day. Leftovers? So
Well,
what kind of leftovers? No, Howie said I had some leftovers because I had asked him.
okay.
Hi, Scott. Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah, so I haven't eaten anything all day, and my boyfriend came in hours ago and told me dinner was ready. Then about 45 minutes ago, he came in and told me that he was putting it away, and now I'm starving and lightheaded, and I have to.
Well, listen, let's get off of here.
Okay.
And you go eat, and yeah, like I said, tomorrow, we'll get on here, all of us again, and you'll practice.
Okay. I so appreciate this.
Not a problem.
Scott, I'm sorry that you came in at the very end. I hate that when I come into a live and I'm already yes.
Yeah.
And then they were okay, bye folks. And you're like, what? I just got here.
I just got here. Yeah. No, not a problem, KK. It was good. Thank you for having me up. And yeah, we'll get you where you're very comfortable doing this StreamYard.
Okay, yeah, because right now I feel like I'm like a untrained operator at some nuclear plant or something.
Yeah, you need to go fuel yourself up with some food.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, KK. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Scott. Bye, Howie. Bye, Michelle, if you're still there. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.